Bow, bow, bow. Wow, 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 wow. All right, buckle up. We sound good. This one goes, my formal resignation from giving up. It's kind of like Gen Z, just totally doesn't care. They're just like, I'm not following along with traditional society anymore. And honestly, I fully support that.
Was born in the year 2000. I was quite literally born into collapse, and ever since the dawn of my existence, society has been just slowly collapsing. And what's so frustrating to me is like, why would I make plans for my future? Why would I try to worry about money? Why would I center my life around money? That makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
Because everything that's happening right now is evidence of the fact that none of that matters. It will never bring you an ounce of security. You can have insurance and it will be taken away from you. You can have your health and it will be taken away from you. You can have your 401k, your stocks, your investments, whatever, and they will always be taken away from you. Yeah. And thankfully for me, I don't have any of those things.
Yeah.
People ask me what I want to do with my life, and literally all I want to do is have access to nature, be surrounded by people I love, work on my art every day, and not constantly feel like my nervous system is on a high wire. I just want my body to relax. People get so angry when you're like not willing.
So far, everything she's saying, I'm kind of like, yeah, me too, dude. You know, camping and art.
To participate. Like, no, I don't want to do anything. No, I don't. Why would I? And people hate that because it makes them acknowledge the fact that, oh, actually this is nonsense. There literally is nothing to do. And you know what? The system that we live under is abusive. Like, we're actually being abused.
Yep.
And you know what you have to do to an abuser?
Trauma.
Gray rock. You got to take your time, your money, and your energy back. You have to actually find ways to protect yourself from them by disappearing from their eye. This page is like literally just turning into watching me become more radical every day. Oh my God, I didn't realize it was radical that I believe people should be able to eat and have housing and community.
Totally tubular, radical. You know what? To be fair, though, like, I'm 35, so millennials, for the most part, you know, we did have that era where we used a landline telephone and we would call our friends and then we'd have to speak to their mom and be like, I'll be like, yo, is Garrett there? I was like, hey, Garrett's mom, you know? And then it went to cell phones, and then we had MySpace, which was on the computer. And then all of a sudden, when I was like 18, the iPhone came out, which I didn't get one until I was 23, when I realized I had Google Maps, and everybody fucking had one. I was late to that party. But then it was like, you got to get used to the phone, and then you got to get... Gen Z was just born straight into it. They were just born into this. And then also, they graduated high school, a lot of them, it's fucking 2020 pandemic. They had to do a virtual. They walked down an aisle virtually. They're on cameras, little cameras, and they're like, "Okay, Jenny, your turn to walk." And they like get up on a camera and like pretend to walk across, and then go into a job market that, you know, obviously doesn't exist. So to be fair, I get what she's saying. It's like, it's almost like 5 years. Every 5 years, things are totally different than what I've been taught for the last 5 years. So I do get what she's kind of going with, at least in that regard.
Oh my God, is that really such a radical take? I get comments all the time, and they're like, oh, you just don't want to do anything. You just don't want to put in the work. No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I do not. I want to vibe.
Yeah.
I want to live my life. Like, no, I don't. Like, I'm planning on continuing my degree, but now I'm kind of like, why would I do that when I can look up the course material on the internet and just learn it myself at my own pace? I'm going to, go back into the education system where I actually don't fit that mold at all whatsoever, and I constantly feel bad all the time because I love what I'm doing so much, but I can't keep up with it? No, thanks. I'll take myself out and go have a good time learning about what I want to learn. Yeah. And if I want to teach, maybe that one day will be my mutual aid. I'll just go to communities and teach them about things that they aren't able to get access to because they're not able to meet the quotas that the education system wants them to meet. I desire nothing except to be a degenerate and a lowlife and actually just genuinely annoying to everybody.
I think she's kind of joking around, maybe not. But to be fair, these people have always existed way before this time. Okay? I think they were called hippies. To be fair. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing it out there. But this is how a lot of people feel. I don't blame them. I don't play by society's rules either. Like, I've always thought this way. You know, I really did stop going to school. She's talking shit about college. I stopped going to high school in 11th grade. I said, I think I learned enough. And I went to private school up until 8th grade. So by the time I went to public school, everything I learned in 6th grade, they were teaching in 9th grade in public school. So to be fair on that, I was kind of like, well, I guess I'm done. But this isn't anything new, right? And this is just Gen Z. When I was younger, it was a lot more, it wasn't as common for, people like me to be like, I'm just done going. I did graduate high school. I went back. I got my diploma, whatever. But I was just one of those guys who, I was just one. Now it's like a lot of people. So you're welcome. I'm kind of help pioneer. We should be thanking the hippies, really. But anyways.
I think that's what my life mission is now from this point forward. I've been doing a really good job of that exactly, but on accident. And like, you can't even focus on health and wellness. Like, every single time I try to do that, like I try to focus on my mental and physical health, there are 1,100,000 roadblocks in the way because of the system that we're living under. It's actually hilarious. And people are like, oh, you can't do that because you'll burden other people. Dude, guess what? I've been trying to operate under the system. I've been trying to like have achievements. I've been trying to get healthy and get better. And actually that's making me more of a burden to other people because it keeps leading me to burn out and crash out.
Well, you just got to focus on camping and art, man. That's how it goes. That's the problem, though. It's kind of like, where are you going to get the money? Just not give a fuck. I guess how much do you really need? How much do you really care? And then, studies show that people who work longer in life are actually more sharper and more physically in shape the longer they work. So what's the point of retiring? Or is that just a cope, right? Let me go into the comments. Hold on. There is no future, only now. That's true. I'm trying to live more in the moment. I think a lot of us suffer from that, always just kind of thinking of the future versus enjoying right now. What's up, brother? Get on in here, right? Born in 93. I still relate. I'm just so jaded and tired of trying because the system is designed for us all to suffer and fail. Yeah, but that's also like us having these, I'll be happy when, right? Like, I'll be happy then. I'll be happy instead of just, being happy now. I remember when I was bartending, a lot of the people I worked with were kind of miserable because nobody wants to be a waiter, right? Or a bartender. But I always just was the guy that was like, when I go to work, I'm like, I'm here. Like, let me at least try to have fun, right? Try to enjoy my time. And then they used to call me Happy Jack at one bar. I didn't really like that, but, I was like, I'll take it. Worst part is that I don't even think my body can handle relaxation at this point. Oh, that's the worst, dude. Yeah, I get that. You're constantly thinking, like, especially like if you have a 9 to 5 on Monday, it's Sunday, you're just like already thinking about tomorrow. Or if you own your own business, you can never shut it off. It's pros and cons. Exactly. Our country is built on narcissistic abuse. They gaslight us into thinking we don't deserve basic human rights unless we earn them. Sounds like my childhood. Jesus Christ, that was rough. I said the same thing the other day. I want to kick my feet, in a stream and read only. Okay, well, that's like, even if you lived in a hut in the woods, you're gonna have to hunt for food. You're gonna have to do a lot of work. I mean, being homeless, that's got to be brutal. That's got to be a lot of walking, a lot of fending for yourself, probably going to jail all the time just for being homeless. I think it'd be more work, honestly. So I don't know what the happy medium is. I guess just make enough money to live, I guess. Y'all, it's normal for your retirement plan to be I don't know what they're saying. It is exhausting feeling like any move you make to survive is just perpetuating the system. Society is so bad that people just want to not be scared of being homeless and starving. Yeah, definitely. I don't want that. That's for sure. I used to have a fear of that, actually. Do your art. Make money off of it. You should. She should do her art. She probably could make money off of it if she's any good. I've seen shitty art sell. Anything happens. Or just go naked. Sell that. I don't recommend it, but it works. The people at the top don't have to put in any of the work. Yeah, well, money makes money. Yeah, it is like they break our Jenga tower every time we are smart enough to stop building it. Well, here's the funny thing. This is my favorite. It's like, I'm going to end on this note. These comments are going nowhere, right? I get what she's saying, right? Like I'm making money talking on the internet, right? Or if I wasn't doing this, I'd be doing another odd job, right? That's just who I am. I just don't have it in me. I know myself, right? Like I'm not going to be happy working some job, just like most people aren't. Okay. I just act on that. But I still know you have to get money to live in this society where you can make art and chill. Right? But we'll end on this note. This is my favorite, right? If you're so smart, or you're so wise, or you're so awake, right? This is my favorite. It's like if this person, or you watching, or anybody you know who's like, society's bullshit, like they're smarter than everybody else, right? Then you should have no problem living exactly how you want to live. That's how I look at it, right? If that makes any sense. Like for real though. And the truth is you don't necessarily have to be the smartest person to live the happiest life or be able to make money doing something odd, right? But that's what I always loved. It's like, if you're so smart, then why aren't you doing it? Fucking do it already. You should be able to figure it out, which I believe in most of you guys. I think you could figure it out. Anyways, shout out to Gen Z for not giving a fuck. I get it. And shout out to everybody that bought t-shirts. I appreciate you guys. The Cadillac, the Caddy Daddy Classic. Also, if you want to invest in yourselves and you're somebody who does kind of care about their future, you can invest in some gold. You can use my link down below, Atlas Bullion. It's kind of mailbox subscription-based gold. Just every month, you invest some of your money. They ship the gold to your house. Dig it in the backyard. You go out there, do some art, camp out back with your gold, save for the future. You just don't give a fuck. Well, holla at your hit this girl up. I'll leave her link down below. Anyways, unreal. Solid talk.